Welcome back to Lies of the Orange Era, and boy do we have a show for you tonight. Donald Trump is back from his whirlwind tour of the Middle East, where he appears to have majored in authoritarianism with a minor in absurd displays of power. And if you ask his supporters, the maggots, they'll tell you the whole world is just in awe of him. Foreign leaders admire his strength, his brilliance, his command of the moment. So let's observe our surely eloquent commander-in-chief as he discusses one of his favorite topics, military technology.
The new system of drones, because drones are really, if you look at the war that's going on, it's horrible. When you look at what's happening with Russia and Ukraine, the drone is killing tremendous numbers of people. You hide behind a tree and the drone comes down and it circles you with fire. You don't have a chance. The tree comes down also, by the way. It's so intense. I mean, you see these trees being knocked down like they're being sawed down by a top-of-the-line timberman, like you know who? Sean Duffy.
Uh-oh, Sean Duffy. What exactly is the timberman? Oh, God, don't answer that.
Head of the transportation department, who's working right now on the airports and getting a system because Biden didn't do a thing for 4 years.
We're back to Biden. I know what's happening here. We're about to get into a lineup of Donnie Boy's all-time favorite hits. Let's see where it goes from here.
Didn't do a thing for 4 years, and Pete Buttigieg was the head, and he goes bicycling to work. He takes a bicycle to work. Can you believe he's running the biggest air system in the world, and he takes a bicycle to work?
Okay, Pete Buttigieg, that was a twist. Let's let him cook. Maybe he's getting to the point.
And they say he's going to run for president. I don't see it. Who knows, right? But I don't see it.
Everyone has one of those people who calls you on the phone and you can just set the phone down, go cook dinner, come back. They're still talking. They never even noticed you left. And you didn't miss a damn thing. Donald Trump is that person. But America gave him a microphone that never really turns off. Pete Buttigieg? I really don't think the former Secretary of Transportation's presidential dreams are relevant to all those confused Saudi businessmen.
But what people don't know about Sean, because I mentioned lumberjacks.
Oop, back to lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks, that Sean, you probably didn't know this, that I'm not talking about this Sean. This Sean, no, this is a different Sean. Sean Duffy, the head of transportation. He's a great Sean, though, I have to tell you.
I bet this is what purgatory is like. Just sitting in this conference room listening to Trump weave, whatever that means. Either that or standing next to a guy ranting to himself in a Lowe's parking lot. And honestly, give me the Lowe's guy. Every time.
No, I have to tell you. But Sean Duffy was the world champion for 5 years, climbing trees and down, up and down, world champion. So that's what you call a serious lumberjack. And he's doing a fantastic job, too. A really respected guy and terrific guy. The champion, because when somebody's a champion, he's the world champion. Long time. He came down, when you come down those trees, coming down at a rapid, he said that started getting you back. Often break your back. You miss a shot and you're coming down faster than the human body was meant to come down. But he's doing a fantastic job at transportation.
So if you forgot what we were talking about, since we covered everything from drones, Joe Biden, Sean Duffy, lumberjacks, and Pete Buttigieg, no one could blame you. Trump actually covered even more than that. I couldn't play it all because, he went on for 13 minutes rambling about the stock market, Lee Greenwood, and, of course, how he didn't actually lose the 2020 election. So what was he talking about initially again, and when did he get back to that? The answer to the first question is drones. The answer to the second, fucking never. He never got back to the drones.
Sometimes I'll start a sentence, and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way, like an improv conversation. Improvisation.
Our commander-in-chief, ladies and gentlemen, nevertheless, he passed go and he collected his bribe. Probably much to the relief of the half-asleep room. And the poor translator trying to decode gibberish into Gulf Arabic with a straight face. But thankfully, Trump is done being an international embarrassment and is back to being a dangerous embarrassment right here at home. Which brings us to our main topic today, Trump's military celebration parade. Or, as literally the entire rest of the world calls it, Trump throwing himself a birthday party. His team swears it's not about him. It's about the Army's 250th anniversary. And if you point out that it's on his birthday, features 7,500 troops, 50 helicopters, tanks, fireworks, and 7 marching bands, then you clearly hate the troops. Because this isn't about Trump's birthday. Like they said, it's the 250th anniversary of the Army. So unless you hate the troops, it shouldn't matter what it costs, guys. Totally. And don't worry, they're really taking special care of those American heroes who are taking time out of defending our country to put on some show for the president. Only the finest combinations, though, of course. After all, this day is about them. We're here to celebrate them. I'm just fucking with you. According to USA Today, troops were being told to bring a sleeping bag. They'll be sleeping in office buildings across DC. They're getting 2 MREs, 1 hot meal a day, and a big old $50 per diem for their trouble. MREs are for combat zones and parachute drops. They're designed to be basic sustenance, not breakfast and lunch on your birthday. If the last time our guys had a meal this bad was Desert Storm, I don't think you get to call it Happy 250th. Usually there's a cake involved, and maybe a candle or 2. But again, it's not about Trump. Just tanks, helicopters, fireworks, and a military pageant down Pennsylvania Avenue on his actual birthday. Totally not a dictator birthday bash thing. Support the troops. So how much does this little not about Trump celebration cost? Estimates, of course, are all over the place, but let's be clear. The last time Trump floated this idea, the Pentagon estimated $92 million. This time, they're keeping that number quiet. But leaked planning documents suggest somewhere between 30 and 45 million for one day of tanks, helicopters, fireworks, and Trump's ego doing laps around the National Mall. Now, to be fair, the Army had been planning a smaller celebration for its 250th for a little over a year. But the parade on all the nonsense that comes with it wasn't added until after Donnie got reelected. Shocker. And all this military equipment is definitely fine enough to roll through DC, right? Like our infrastructure can surely handle that, if that's what they've decided to do. Yeah, you lose that bet too, unfortunately. In 2018, Trump's last parade idea, the one projected to cost $93 million, got scrapped, not just because of the price tag, but because of what they had planned would wreck the streets of Washington. DC officials even warned again this year, and this is a direct quote, if military tanks are used, they should be accompanied with many millions of dollars to repair the roads. And that's exactly what we need in DC. More nonsense, more garbage. Which honestly sounds like something you'd hear from a wedding planner. You just told you wanted to ride in the monster truck down the aisle. This whole thing is shaping up to be less like a national celebration and more like a camo-themed fire festival. Except instead of rich influencers and disaster tents, it's 7,500 service members eating MREs under flicking fluorescent lights in a federal office building. Cuts, restructuring, and efficiency theater. Meanwhile, at the Pentagon, Pete Hegseth has been told to sing a very different song in the form of saving money. Interestingly enough, in a new memo, Hegseth orders the Army to start slashing across the board. Close offices, merge commands, eliminate positions, cut 1,000 headquarter jobs, reduce 40 generals, retire outdated equipment, and all of this purportedly save $40 billion over 5 years. But guess who's coming up with these numbers? You guessed it. The head of the Department of Breaking Shit You Don't Understand, Mr. Elon Musk. You know, the guy who said he was going to save taxpayers trillions by eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse, and has now quietly revised that number to under $150 billion, while simultaneously costing us way more just to fix all the shit he already broke. So $40 billion in savings? Show me the receipts, like I show you guys here. Apparently, we can't afford desks or admin staff or regional operators anymore. But we can't afford to fly tanks across the country for a parade that celebrates one man's delusion of military grandeur. Imagine telling soldiers they're losing funding for air defense and cyber warfare, but don't worry, we found the money to give Trump his own 4th of July in June for his birthday. Now, no one's saying Trump is a dictator. That would be unfair, inflammatory, possibly rude. So instead of jumping to conclusions, let's just consult the birthday parade authoritarian checklist and let you decide. You might be a dictator. If your party has more tanks than balloons, you might be a dictator. If the only clowns at your birthday bash are you and your cabinet members, you might be a dictator. If you fire military personnel in the name of budget cuts, but still find tens of millions of dollars for your personal military musical, you might be a dictator. If your name appears next to Saddam Hussein, Kim Jong-un, Stalin, and Hitler on the list of people who threw themselves similar birthday parties, then congratulations. You're not leading a democracy. You're staring at a regime-themed reboot, it's my party, and you'll march if I want you to. If you think it isn't a big deal, it is. Because what looks like a party can easily turn into a pattern. And what starts as a birthday parade ends with democracy on life support in a folding chair somewhere in a federal office building, eating its second MRE of the day. Like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, Lies of the Orange Era.